What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? Hope we're doing all right as usual. What's going on, Zachary Verrett? What's going on, OP, Jeffrey B, and Joe Rogers? How we all doing today? Um, Sorry, I'm beat up right now. I've been working out. My body's been changing. I won't say that I've been losing weight. But I think that comes down to the exercise that I've been doing. Like my arms are bigger. My pecs are a little bit more defined and stuff like that. Like I'm clearly building muscle, which is like cool, I guess, but I want to lose weight. So because of that, I switched to running. I run 5 days a week now. And some of that running includes sprints after I run distance in the first place, and it kills me, man. That shit absolutely kills me. But it's good. It's good. It's a good kind of. It's a good feeling. It's a good bad feeling. Somebody explained to me the concept of type 2 fun, which sounds kind of like a Reddit thing, I feel like, but it is good. It is good, I will say. I also just realized something. Let me see about this. No, that is not going to work. All right, well, I will go ahead and mute that. I wanted to show you guys something that I saw. I want to, I just got to pull it up. I pulled the wrong thing up, I believe. Yes, here it is. And then bada bing, bada boom. There we go. All right. YouTube is recommending me. YouTube is recommending me like different shit. Mix Jay Bajrang band Hindi song. I'm curious about this. Let's see if it's good. Oh, holy fuck, man. This is already amazing. Oh man. 100 plus million view. 100 billion plus view. This sounds like this sounds like one of the funny things about like Southeast Asia, and I know India isn't like Southeast Asia, but I feel like you see a similar thing in certain Southeast Asian countries. Is like it's almost like they have garage band tier stuff, like the believe me, I'm not like an audiophile guy or anything like that, but just like listen to this again. Like whatever that, I believe it's a string instrument, whatever that string instrument that's being played, it sounds like it's just like compressed, and the drums don't sound real. It sounds like an 808, and it's just like this is the kind of music you get from like that area of the world and certain other areas of the world too. It's not even just a Southeast Asian or like Indian thing, but I feel like I see a lot of that kind of stuff there. It's funny. Sometimes you have a situation like with Memphis horrorcore where like actually some of it is like really good. Even though they had to deal with like 808s and other things like that. Not that 808s are like bad necessarily, but it's like like this is supposed to be like traditional sounding music and stuff like that, but having what sounds like a drum machine doing it is like and of course my dog's being a fucking asshole, so I gotta go take care of him. One sec. That fucking dog, man. Anyway, the sitar, yes, Zachary, it is the sitar, yes. But yeah, it's just funny how like poor the music quality is. I'm curious what the hell this is supposed to be though. This isn't like I don't think this was made specifically for me. Ooh, ooh.
You
Look
don't
at
have to
this.
be a VIP to get more than
Oh,
just savings with...
get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Geico. Holy shit, man. You hear, like, if they took the xylophone out, this would actually not be the worst thing you've ever heard, you know? If they took the xylophone out and they started playing this at like a local fair or something like that, and I was walking around, um, and I saw that, I might stop and enjoy it for a minute, you know? But I mean, it's hard to fuck up just drums, you know? I like our boy here with the just sitting there like that. Holy fuck, man. We shitting on the street with this one. Oh, here it is. Here it is. The fucking xylophone again. That's insane, dude. Can they play instruments other than drums and baby rattles? I don't know. I mean, everything other than the drums and the baby rattle was again like a pre-recorded thing. You know, it wasn't real. Wasn't real instruments at that point. Excuse me. He comes back covered in dog and blood and dog fur, dude. Jeffrey B. Sometimes, man, my dog was very poorly trained, if at all. I mean, he was trained in some ways, but like I'm trying to help him improve, but he is never gonna be 100% because he spent most of his life thinking that it's cool to like bite and stuff like that. Like he bit my wife the other day, you know. He was trying to hump my mother-in-law, so my wife is like, "Hey, get off," and he fucking bit her. He's bit me before, you know. Um, and like he's improved slightly for a couple of different reasons. One of which is like I got used to because the thing is, a dog is like a child. It's gonna get away with whatever you're allowing it to get away with. And my dog was allowed to get away with fucking everything forever, you know. And I'm slowly working on teaching him some tricks. I'm helping him with stay. He kind of gets stay a little bit now. And then in addition to that, when I take him for a walk, which granted is not that often, but when I take him for a walk, I make sure to be yanking his leash every 2 seconds because he thinks he's the one walking you. And in order to help him to understand, like, no, I'm the fucking owner here. Walks. I was told this by somebody who actually knows what they're doing, an actual like dog trainer person. Walks are an extremely important piece of getting them to behave because if you're letting them walk you, they're gonna take that back into the house, you know. So for one thing, I don't let the dog lead at all. Even when we're going outside, I don't care how excited he is. It like he'll run up to the door, I'll yank him back behind me, and then I'll go through the door first. Then going downstairs, I'll go downstairs first. Going out the door again, I am the first one out the door. And then I mean, by now he kind of understands. When I'm the one with the leash, I think he kind of gets it. Like, oh yeah, he's not gonna let me like fuck around. So for the most part, he's a lot better. But there's no more like I'm here and he's yanking the leash there. He literally will stay next to me or a little bit behind me now, and I don't have to yank the leash because he knows, you know. And the same thing when I'm coming back in, especially when I'm coming back in where it's like he runs up to the door and he puts his face like this far from the door and I have to like get out of here. Then I open the door, I walk in, and then he walks in, you know. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, especially after you've hypothetically crowned the thing. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, it's like I said, he's 10 years old. He's old for his breed. Not like ancient, but he is old for his breed. And I'm teaching him how to, for one thing, I taught him how to lay down, kind of, sort of. He understood sit. Um, and then I was telling him down, because the thing is, most of his life was spent people speaking Portuguese to him. Now I can't speak Portuguese that well, so I have to speak English to him a lot of the time. Um, but yeah, the bottom line is that I think you can teach old dogs new tricks. You just gotta put a lot more effort into it. You know, they're a little bit less malleable. They have an expectation of how things are gonna go and who is gonna let them do what. You know. This Microsoft's new AI, dude, fucking. I can't wait for AI to fill the internet with this type of shit. It also helps to walk through him instead of around him when in the house, move him instead of waiting for him to move. Yeah, that's a good point too, Jeffrey B. You know, I think it's a little. You see, it's not like I take mental notes of how I act in that way, but I mean, I definitely will now. You know, I'll definitely make sure that I walk through him and not around him. Scott's dog didn't do nothing exactly. He a good boy. He turning his life around. He didn't do nothing. Dude, fucking. There's a. I wanna show you guys a comment I thought was a little interesting, a little bit funny. No, here. This is like. So this video of mine is blowing up again, and when I say blowing up, I mean it's gotten like, I don't know, probably like, 4 or 5 thousand views over the last 48 hours, which to me is like gargantuan. That's like, holy fuck, dude! It's doing numbers. Excuse me. Someone like Turkey Tom or even Sam would scoff at that, but for me, that's a big thing. Um, Knife fighting expert analyzes fight between Ukrainian and Russian. This guy right here, I had to watch the video again. I had to watch the video again just out of curiosity to see if what I said was that bad. But he said, "Can you keep black folks out of this? Like, damn, you people always bringing us up when we have nothing to do with the topic or video. Both those soldiers were both trained with knife combat. It's just what we see in the movies as bees and." In real life situations, they both had skills, but during the life situation and adrenaline, you're gonna do whatever to live. No, they weren't trained with fucking knife combat. What are you, you fucking stupid idiot? You fucking big dumb idiot. These guys were not trained in knife combat because why would they need to be? Why would they need to be trained in knife combat when they have guns? Fucking, it's the amount of people and like some people are just stupid, some people are just dumb, they're just fucking idiots, is just the way that it is. But like the amount of people who still think that military equals you know how to do anything other than point a gun and shoot it is staggering, and there's still a large amount of people, and it's even more unforgivable in this situation. There's an even larger amount of people who still think that like kung fu is actually like good, that you totally should 100% actually use it for like a fight or something like that, that's all you need or whatever. It's whenever I see it, it's just like, what the fuck. But I just thought it was funny because it's like, can you keep black folks out of this? Like, damn. It's like, can you like this is exactly how I would expect somebody to say that. It's like, fuck, dude, like, can you not be so stereotypical all the fucking time? But yeah, and then there's this that I found interesting. Oh no, wait, no, it wasn't even this one. You can tell a boomer. It's funny, you can tell a boomer just by how they leave a comment. Like that, like this kind of emoji, this like weird School of Rock looking emoji, and then war is war. What is it good for again? It's like quoting fucking some songs from like the Vietnam era and shit like that. I thought this one was funny too. Dominant position is not a priority when it's a knife to knife fight. I think it just a couple of those things, but
I'm here with the homie Gilbert Burns, 7-time national.
This guy right here, not him. That's Gilbert Burns, right? But
champion
let's go ahead.
Brazil, 3-time world champion.
Oh, that's still Gilbert Burns.
Hero of Brazil in the United States.
Still Gilbert Burns.
We're gonna do a live.
This guy right here, Derek Moneyberg, he fought for, I believe it was King of the Streets. So like, and BKB. So he's a legit fighter. Don't get me wrong, right? But he was given a black belt after like a year of training in jujitsu or something like that. Like I think maybe he only just started jujitsu like within the last year, and he was given his black belt. Or maybe it wasn't a year. Maybe it was a little bit longer than that. Maybe it was like 3 to 4 years. But that is like absolutely fucking insane, and people are rightfully assuming that it has something to do with him being, his name is literally, I don't know if that's like literally his name, but his brand is Moneyberg. Derek Moneyberg is what he calls himself. Um, I think that's interesting. He's always palling around with pro fighters. He was fucking around with Henry Cejudo for a little while. Now he's got Gilbert Burns, I guess. Mikey Musumeci is like talking about him and stuff like that. It's just interesting to me. It's funny, that this guy who, for some reason, I don't know why, has a shit ton of money. He's palling around with all these fighters, and these fighters are just like, yeah, sure. Thanks for giving me some money. I think you're really good at jujitsu. You know that? I think you probably deserve your black belt. I think I think that's a funny little thing. Scott, you don't use ad blockers? I do, but on YouTube they don't allow you to not use ad blockers. Believe it was here. Get into a fight. It just means that you don't escalate to where they escalated to. If they're at a 3, you don't go to a 3. You go to at least. I think 6, BJ Penn, right? Got his black belt quickly. Yeah, BJ Penn. They called him the prodigy. Your combatives, they'll just tell you, nah, go 10 every time. Just go 10 every time. There's a certain desperation that you feel. It's a frantic desperation when you're in a fight with someone, and specifically when you're in a grappling match with somebody, and especially when one is thrown. One where punches are being thrown, and it's not to the degree that these guys. You feel it in yourself, and you even feel it. I'm trying to find. And to take it to a level that the average person actually. Violence of action is very important, and it comes down to more. I think this might be it, but I wanted to show you this because it was interesting to me that this random black dude comments on my shit saying, "Hey, keep us out of your mouth," but you're gonna notice something than just technique and things like that. These guys don't exactly have technique. I'll pause it here just to make the rest of this point. These guys don't exactly have technique in that way, obviously, right? But what they do have is violence of action, and the guy who is being more violent, the guy who's willing to take it further, is the guy who is winning right now. And that's kind of the secret about violence. The gangbangers in your town, right? In Chicago, in Detroit, in Baltimore, Maryland, in Paterson, New Jersey, there's nothing special about those guys. In fact, those guys are probably worse off at violence as a concept than a lot of other people are. What's special about them, if you had to pick something to be special about them, is their willingness to resort to violence a lot quicker than the average person would be, and to take it to a level that the average person is not willing to take it to. Russia over here, like, I watched the whole video through. This is the only time where I ever spoke about anything that I feel like could have been construed that way, for the simple fact that Chicago and Baltimore and all these other places, if they're not majority black, there are areas of them that are almost entirely black. The people that live there, maybe not the people that own businesses, but like the bottom line is, I mentioned gangbangers. I mentioned people who are known for committing violent acts in very violent cities. And I didn't mention anything about race or anything like that. But this guy he heard that, and his first thought was he's talking about black people. And it's like, no, I was talking about Baltimore and Chicago and other places where there's a lot of crime. Fucking, you're the one who brought it to that level. It was just, it was a funny little thing, and I think it, I think it shows the state of mind of the black community in terms of race relations, where a lot of the time they would rather accept criminal behavior and not do anything about it, because in their mind, if they do something about it, well, then they're just doing favors for white people and shit like that. That's kind of the belief that I have developed over just over years of like noticing how people react. You know, there's a lot of sticking up for bad people in the black community, and because of that, you don't even have to mention like a race. You know the Latin Kings started in Chicago, right? Or maybe it was Detroit. They started in that area, though. I'm pretty sure it was Chicago. The Latin Kings. Um, Now they're a nationwide gang of people of let's damn. Now they're a nationwide gang of people of Latino descent. There's more people than just black people living in Baltimore and stuff like that. And in addition to that, you're also seeing a lot of these historically black gangs that are willing to take people who are not black. It's just it's really weird to see, and it's really annoying to see. And to sit here and talk about how bad it is to have people who try and attack others for one reason or another. Talking when you talk about how bad crime is, and somebody comes up like, "Why are you racist?" It's like that's literally what happened. It's just like, holy fuck, keep us out your mouth, homie. Exactly, like that's basically what the guy did. If a battle turns into a melee in Modern Warfare, it means something has gone very, very badly. Some things have gone wrong very, very badly. Yes, OP. Ideally, you're not going to be in that range in the first place, and if you are, well, your gun's not going to malfunction. And if that one does, well, then you have another gun. And even then, like you would rather not like I would rather have an axe than a knife, because I would rather club somebody once over the head and there is severe brain trauma that occurs in the moment, in addition to them being knocked off balance from the clubbing. you know um like I would rather have an axe or something like that in that case. And I know a dude who carried an axe. He was a ranger in Afghanistan. He literally carried a hatchet. You know, he also carried knives too, but like he literally got approval for the knives because it made him look scary. Like that was part of Afghanistan, was like you look scary. Like you wanted to look scary so that the locals would be like, oh fuck, I shouldn't fuck with that guy. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, like there's better things to carry than a knife in the first place, because it's just better to have the reach. It's better to have something where if you again brain somebody with a hatchet, they're probably gonna fall over and die quicker than if you just stab them and things like that. But we're getting into a bit more of a dynamic topic here. The bottom line of what I'm saying is, like, you don't want to be in that spot where you have to get into a melee in the first place. And it's so uncommon. It is so uncommon that even like they don't even teach it. They don't even teach you what to do in that situation. Excuse me. What's going on, Scratch Coast? How's it going? What up, Scott? Your haters hate seeing you winning. Exactly. Young Scotty, they don't want to see you winning. Um, a sharpened shovel will also do the trick. Yeah, but I mean, a shovel is like, that's a pain in the ass to have to take out, depending on where it is on you. Do they even carry shovels anymore, or they call it like an e-tool or something like that? I believe. I would assume they do. I would assume they do, but it's also like, I don't know. Uh, I missed it. Did you speak about blacks in your video? No, I did not speak about black people in. Oh, I did not speak about black people in this video. What I did was I spoke about people who have that criminal mindset, and that person decided to construe that as me speaking about black people. So interesting. Machete is best girl. Yeah. Fucking. Oh, wait a second. Scott, have you seen any of the ADL documentary? Not that interested in E-drama, honestly, even if it's somebody that I know. Even like the algorithm is busted up again. Every like few years they change the algorithm a little bit so that everything that you worked hard to have curated and sent your way It just goes completely fucking haywire, and you don't get any more of this kind of video that you used to love watching, and it's been like a year since you've seen one of them, and then you have a revelation like, wait a second, I haven't seen one of those in a while. Why doesn't the algorithm recommend it to me anymore? But then also you get a ton of one kind of video, and that one kind of video that I keep getting is iDubbbz and Anissa drama. And every now and again, every once in a great while, I'm like, fuck it, it's been like a week or two. Why don't I check in? Because it almost seems like something new happened when like nothing new happened. It's just grifters who are milking the drama to try and make like e-boy careers and shit like that, you know? Like I watch one of those every once in a great while, and I just end up like, what am I doing here? You know, why am I here? What am I doing? What's the fucking point in this? You know? But yeah, you know, bottom line, I don't really pay attention to that kind of drama. I keep my mouth shut, you know. Obviously, I see things, I hear things from time to time, you know, somebody tells me this thing, somebody tells me that thing, but I keep my mouth shut because that's the right thing to do, because the internet doesn't need to know every little thing about everyone and everything, you know. Yeah, you know, I wish John the best. I hope he's doing well as he can be. I hope everybody involved is doing as well as they can be. I hope everybody grows from the situation, whatever that situation may be. And I also hope that everybody who's watching, because they're like sharks attracted to blood, I hope they find a better use of their time, I suppose. Because like that's some like, you don't realize how bad a dog pile is. You really don't. To the point where H3H3, right? I used to watch their content. You know, everybody used to watch their content back in the day. They were massively popular with a broad appeal, by the way, with a broad appeal, you know. Oh, what's going on, Arya? Hi, Scott. I'm gonna finish the point that I'm making in a second, but I just want to read Arya's thing before he dips out. Hi, Scott. We're gonna do a real stream again at some point, I promise. But right now, I'm just doing stream snipes here while I interrupt people for lulls. Consider yourself Arya. Well, again, isn't the right word since we haven't done a first one yet, but I don't think I can edit comments. That's all right. That's all right. He's too locked in to notice my rating. Nah, I see you, Arya. I see you. I'm going to distract you, Scott. You're not allowed to talk about important issues while I'm around. Fucking, look, Arya is an important issue. Arya is an important issue. All right? So I am talking about important issues. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, but like, internet dog piles, even if you think they're the right thing in the moment, they a lot of the time they're not, just for the simple fact that like there is another side to that story a lot of the time. Like H3H3, I forget who said it, but somebody mentioned something about them one day in a video that I saw, and it completely changed my opinion on like what they were doing years back. Because for a long time I was like, H3H3 used to be great. I remember when they did videos on this guy and that guy and the other guy and all this stuff. But what they really do is they're taking like people who put stuff on the internet and never asked to be like made fun of in that way, you know, like they're just eccentric. It's not that they're bad, it's not that they're like oh hey guys, everybody look at me, I want to be the most famous, haha, and that's what they got famous for, was for being a lol cow. It's not like that. It's just genuinely like people who are like, oh, this YouTube thing, you can broadcast yourself. Well, you know, I mean, I don't consider myself a movie star, but I like to cook sometimes. Maybe I can put cooking videos on screen, on YouTube. And then it turns out they have like a weird mole that's like this size on the side of their head. So what Ethan Klein does, and what like a lot of these other people do, you know, Leafy did it so mean-spiritedly that he became like a villain for doing the exact same thing that like H3H3 and a lot of these other people would do, you know? And these people though, like H3H3, they would take them and make videos about them, and then they would get hate. And H3H3 would know, like, yeah, my audience is going to make fun of them mean-spiritedly. You know, it's a situation where like when I realized just how like insidious that is, I was like, oh, huh. Maybe I shouldn't have been. I mean, granted, I was never the kind of person who was gonna go to somebody's channel and be like, "Saw you on H3, haha, fucking ugly bitch." Like that was not something I would ever do. But it was also kind of a situation where it's like, well, you know, like I kind of feel dirty for having watched those things. So I try to avoid taking part in that type of stuff. I try to avoid, um, you know, I try to avoid, right? I try to avoid doing that kind of stuff because it feels dirty, and for all intents and purposes, it is dirty. You know, it really is dirty. You know, um, so that's why like even though when it comes to the drama and stuff like that, yeah, like you know, everybody wants to be in the know about stuff. When it comes to like, oh, somebody I don't know is making a video about somebody I do know, and it's about how they're apparently the worst guy ever. It's like, well, I'm sure they made mistakes, and I'm sure they did things that weren't mistakes. I'm sure they did things on purpose at times too. But I don't want to feed into that necessarily. You know, is kind of kind of what I'm saying. You know, there's a difference between I want to know what I'm involved in and I want to know who I'm giving my time and energy to and like what they're doing when I'm not around insofar as like things that I like might have a severe thing or whatever like things where it's like okay like I may not be involved in this and I may not be around for this but also I don't know if I want to be around that kind of person like there's a difference between something like that and oh like there was a failed live stream because nobody was like that competent and people are just like blaming each other over it and stuff like that, you know. Um, but yeah, Arya, I don't know if you're still here, but thanks for popping in, dude. I definitely want to stream. I'm just trying to. I don't know if you're still here, Arya, but I'm just trying to let you kind of bask in the attention, you know. Um, I will say, be careful though, because not all the attention is going to be good attention. And I don't just mean that in like a somebody's going to try and mess with you way. I mean, there's going to be people who like hit you up offering you stuff, you know. It's pretty crazy. The things the things people have hit me up and offered to me are like fucking it's like ridiculous, you know. And I'm one of the more forgettable people in the fish tank universe. Is like you know, the second you get a crumb of clout, there's people who are going to be coming in, and those people are not always going to have your best interest at heart. You know, so if you're still here, dude, you're probably not, you know, but if you're still here, just be careful with that, you know. Um, and I definitely want to stream soon though. Like we got to set that up. You know, it's got to be a good stream too. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to just hanging out, but it would also be nice if we had something to do in that stream too. Because I don't want it to just be like, hey everybody, I got Aria on my channel, haha, or hey everybody, I'm on Aria's channel. Like I don't want it to just be that. I want it to be like you know something good, something worth watching. You know. Colonel Danzig said, Scott, I sent you a DM, grab Holdfast Nations at War. Today the game gained over 4,000 new players after the console crossplay release. Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll have to check it out then. I'll check that I'll check that DM out and you know, I'll look into it. Um well smart moron Letty's being accused of some what? That's pretty crazy. Fucking um honestly, if I had $800 in Marvel Snap credits after Fish Tank season 4, I wouldn't be so upset. Um, okay. Um, I owe money to my school. Do I default on my payments and let it get sent to the IRS, or do I keep making payments? I mean, I think that's a pretty easy option. You know, um, there's only two kinds of debt that you'll get thrown in jail for. One is owing money to the government. Two is owing money to a woman. That's literally the only kinds of debt you can get thrown in jail for. Credit card debt, they'll take everything, but you will not get put in prison. Um, like a home loan, they'll take the house, but you will not end up in prison. etc., etc. Personal loan, you borrow $20 from your buddy or something like that. Whatever loan, whatever credit you build up or anything like that, whatever debt you build up or anything like that, you will not go to prison for it under any circumstances unless you owe it to the government or a woman. That's it. And when I say owe it to a woman, basically what I mean is alimony or more so child support. You know, if you don't make your child support payments. And the fucked up thing about the child support payments is that when you go to jail, it's not like they're like, oh, okay, well, you know, fucking, we'll pause those for you. Don't you worry. No, you not only owe back child support, but then in addition to that, you are still in a state where you not only cannot work, but you are in jail and it is still increasing, you know? It's disgusting. I wonder why. I wonder why men don't want to get married. Hmm. 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 Uh, Luck Dodd says, "You the man, Scott." No, sir, you the man. I sent you an instant DM the other day about lifting. Sorry if I didn't see it. I'll check it out. I'll look for it. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that right now just to make sure that I can at least find it. You know, if I can find it. Then I'll know, like, okay, it's here. Oh, somebody followed me. I wonder who followed me. Interesting. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. I'll get back to you in the DM. I'll get back to you in the DM. Although I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure myself because I'm not much of a lifter. But you know, I'll try and figure out how I can help you in one way or another. Apparently some wild shit happened on Bitch Tank. I wouldn't know since I never watched it. Nah, Bitch Tank was pretty tame. Nothing happened there, you know. Nothing happened there. I definitely didn't do anything on Bitch Tank. You know, I was just there being a good boy at all times. Um, nah, but Bitch Tank, in my opinion, is underrated, and I'm not just saying that because like I had a big part in it. It's like there was a lot of shit on there. Like here's the thing: when people thought about Fish Tank, they thought about like when people were envisioning Fish Tank before it actually happened, they were envisioning what Bitch Tank was. You know, like taking a bunch of women, throwing them in a room, instigating arguments, and maybe not like physical fights, but just instigating arguments between them, confrontation and all that other stuff. Like having random homeless dudes come in, you know, those dudes end up fucking going haywire and stuff like that. They got to be taken down, etc., etc. Like it's kind of meant to be like the scumbag show. If we're just being honest here, that's the way that I envisioned it to a certain degree, and that's why like the whole morality, like you know, the whole like, oh dude, but this isn't good, you can't be doing that and this and that. It's like, yeah, I know, that's what makes it Fish Tank. That's what makes it fucking Fish Tank, dude, is that fact right there. The fact that you can't do that on TV. That's the whole thing. Now, like, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate Friend Tank and other things like that, you know, especially as someone who in the past was involved in it. It was nice being able to chill with the fish in season 2 and stuff like that. That was I appreciated that, you know. Um, and it's good to have like tender moments with them and have them have tender moments with each other and stuff like that. That's a nice thing. But overall, like when it comes down to it, you know, when it comes down to it, like the whole idea of like, oh, but they did this to that person. It's like, yeah, it's fucking Fish Tank, dude. What do you want? You know, Letty season 1 threw a Bible in the dryer, or it was the dryer or the washer. I don't know. Maybe she put it on. Maybe she put it on the spin cycle in the washer and then threw it in the dryer to you know, to get it extra dry. I don't know. I forget. But like playing with piss and shit, like the you know, the Bible in the dryer thing. I'm trying to think of like other things. Morrow smacking the shit out of Airsoft Fatty, etc., etc. Like, yeah, that's Fish Tank, dude. What do you want? You know, what you wanted Big Brother on the internet, and it was just like that's it. You know, Like you get kicked off anytime you do something that's actually fun or funny. All right, fucking whatever. Anyway, uh, oh, here it is. What's going on, Sam? Sam, should I get all the DLC for Hold Fast, or is it just cosmetic? I'm sure you weren't asking me specifically, because I don't know that obviously, but we'll see. Um, Scott, were you the one who spoke about Final Fantasy recently? No, definitely not. I've never played any Final Fantasy game. Got to be honest with you. Um, some studio finally made a Western equivalent called Expedition 33, highly rated. Interesting. Um, and Scott talking from experience on the alimony thing. Yep. What's going on, M. Dot? How's it going, man? Do you still have to pay child support towards Sylvia? Dude, it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. Um, can't believe they didn't bring you back after Bitch Tank. I think you did pretty well and added to the dynamic. Yeah, like, it is what it is. Things change, Things change. Oh.
I wanna see you trade, you sexy FK.
you want to see me trabe fucking. Yeah, I did a workout stream a little while ago. I could do another workout stream soon. I'll probably do another workout stream soon. I'll go on a day. I'll go to my gym on a day where there's nobody there, and I'll do like an hour or something like that. But the thing about the workout streams is like it usually is like 3 minutes of hitting the bag and then like 5 to 10 minutes of me just talking. So it is what it is though. I'll mess around a little bit. Um, but yeah, thank you very much, English Bob underscore. English Bob underscore for the $10. Thank you very much, man. But yeah, like it is what it is. I've said it before. Like I'm not angry about me not be. Excuse me, jeez. I'm not angry about me not being brought back for season 3. The only thing I was upset about, and the only reason I'm willing to talk about this is because I told Sam straight up. The only thing I was upset about is that they did not bring me back, and they knew they weren't going to bring me back, whether it was at the beginning, way before, or if it was like 2 or 3 weeks in, they were like, okay, like we're not going to bring Scott back, regardless of what it was. Like there was a point where they were like, okay, like we're not going to be able to bring Scott in, and instead of explaining to me like, yo, it's just not going to work, bro, they let me continue to hype people. I think that was not okay. I don't need like an apology for it or anything like that. It is what it is. But that's the only thing that I was peeved about. I'm not gonna get mad because somebody doesn't want me on their show, whether it's forever or if it's one season or whatever. Who cares? But um, shabby treatment, shabby treatment makes me mad. That's why I was pissed off at Justin Makes for a while. Is because I was trying to be cool with her, and she kind of like treated me bad, and because of that, for a while, like, because it was like shortly after I ended up on her stream, um, that like I tried to like ask her for an interview, and she kind of was like a bitch to me in like an unwarranted way. So like because of that, I think I talked about it a couple of times. I was like, yeah, I was just really fucked up. I was trying to be cool with her and like interview her and get to know her personally because I think people would like that. And she was mean to me. Like I'm very much a team player. I'm very good at adjusting on the fly. I'm very good at being ready for one game plan and then having to switch to another game plan, even if that game plan is we're not playing, right? But I have to be brought up to speed on that. And it's not a good enough excuse to just be like, well, I got tons of shit going on, dude. It's like, all right, fucking whatever. you know that doesn't mean I don't get to be upset about when something fucked up happened. Like poor you. You got tons of shit going on. Like, all right, I'm not giving you shit about the tons of shit you got going on, but what I am saying is like, yo, like, don't pull my dick. you know um Sylvia was Scott Sylvia was my girlfriend in season 1. Mr. Coast, Mr. Scratch Coast. But yeah. Trying to go around. Famous House mocked every other season. Playing with feces is funny for like 10 minutes. Then I closed the tab. I mean, Famous House was good. Famous House was good. It was a fun concept, a fun idea, but if they did it 2 seasons in a row, you would realize how it's not that good as to where like you would want to see that every season, you know? But I mean, hey, it is what it is, you know? Scott will show up on season 5 uninvited and take his revenge. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm already planning. I'm already planning. Damn, I got hair in my eye. I need to start Joy Jitsu. Max Joy. Indeed. I think we all could use a little bit of Joy Jitsu. Just got in. What's going on, Jay Spike? Just got in. Hi, everyone. What have I missed? Not too much. Not too much. You know, Jolly maxing in Jiu-Jitsu is OP. It is indeed. It is indeed. I agree. They should have just said yes or no if you were actually guaranteed to be on every season. At least I got that impression. Yeah, you know, like people will always find an excuse for their most toxic traits, you know. I do the same thing with mine. Like when I get angry at my wife, sometimes it's like warranted, but other times it's like, yo, I shouldn't have gotten this angry about that thing, you know? But like in the moment when I'm angry, I'm not thinking about that. And then if somebody was to be like, hey man, like, don't you think this isn't worth getting that mad over? I'm gonna intellectualize why I'm angry because I don't want to have to come to terms with the fact that maybe I'm being a little bit shitty. You know, it happens where like my wife will be like, "Why are you talking to me like that?" And I'll be like, "It's because you didn't fucking close the door." You know, it's like that type of shit. Like I don't have an anger issue right now. You just need to close the door. Like that. It's that type of shit. I've dealt with plenty of people who they're either ideas guys or they are juggling way too much on their own instead of like delegating to people and keeping an eye on those people and all that other stuff. And the way they try to excuse that is basically by using that fact in and of itself. It's not, hey, I have way too much shit going on. Maybe I need to hire somebody else to do this. It ends up being, I got so much shit going on, dude. I don't want to fucking hear it, dude. Dude, I don't want to fucking hear it. It ends up being that, you know? So it's like it's not even worth it talking to people about that kind of thing. The only reason I spoke to Sam about it was because I was oh yeah. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck after they had that other guy come in for a sticker mule and then he ended up teaching self-defense. That was like that felt like it was a purposeful slap in the face where it's like, oh, haha, we know we have Scott, who like we told would be on this season, and we haven't told him he's not gonna be on the season. He just knows that we tend to hit him up at the last minute, so he's expecting a text, and then like, bang, here's this fucking random dude, and it's like, oh, all right, great, you know. You gave a lot of shitty people, a lot of piece of shit loser pussies, the ammunition they needed to like cry about me on the internet more, you know? You're right to feel that way. It's just a human thing to want to be treated with respect. Yeah, and I mean a lot of people don't know how to treat people with respect. And I'm not talking about like Sam and Jet or anything like that right this second. I'm just, you know, we're kind of branching out from just the topic of like the season 3 situation. And how I was like upset about that. But like, there's no point in talking to people like that. You know, there's no, from what I've learned, because every time you try and sit somebody down and talk to them, they're just gonna find that way that they can like try and justify their behavior. You know, it's literally like just cut people off. You know, that's all you can do. Do the push-ups, says Artie. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. All right, okay. I see what you mean. You see, I got confused. All right. So my bad, English Bob, and Artie, if that's you, then I apologize. All right. You know what? I owe somebody else push-ups too. The issue is you're not going to be able to see me do it because this is the wall. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to do 20 push-ups because 10 of them are gonna be for English Bob, then 10 of them are gonna be for Joe Butt Slasher. What I think I'm gonna do though is I'm going to clear some stuff out because there's a little bit of shit there. I'm gonna have to like push a box over, and then I'll have this thing. Yeah, all right. So hold on one second. I just have mad water bottles chilling because it's that hot. It's that fucking hot that I constantly have to be sipping water. And if I get up to throw them away every time I'm done with one, I'm gonna have to get up every 10 minutes to fucking throw a water bottle away. That's like how ridiculous it is here. Fucking instead of like finishing a video or like getting ready for something, I'm gonna have to like it's so fucking stupid. It's so annoying how bad the heat is here and the dehydration is. But I just gotta one moment. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just prepping. I'm just prepping everything. So I changed shirts as well, but um, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take a video of the push-ups and I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. Not YouTube. What the hell? Not YouTube. What's it called? The place. Twitter. Twitter is where I'm gonna upload them to. Okay. So just give me 1 second and I'll have those done for you. Uh, I think it may be right here. Beat up from earlier today too. I'm like, I tried to go do the push-ups. I tried to do the push-ups and I realized I don't have as much room as I thought I did, but I'm good now. All right. So let's get them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I haven't done push-ups in so long. I've been doing dumbbell press instead. So like even though I'm putting on muscle, I'm still not moving my own body weight. So having to push my own body weight is actually more strenuous than the dumbbell presses that I've been doing, you know? So I'm like, oh man, I got another 10 of those, bro. Oh, dude. All right. We got 10. We got 10 more. All right. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scott getting his phone to make a JOI video. Uh oh. What's going on, Evil Omens? What's going on? I'm not shoddy. Sure. Sure. Man, it sucks being this out of shape. But anyway. A real man would have rotated his house sideways to make room for the push-ups. That's true. That's true. I'm not a real man. Jocko is a freeloader for season 5. That would be good. Corwin Weaver says, fuck this shit. Evil Omens for the $1.99. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Says Scotty rocking my shit right now. Scotty rocking my dick right now. Hell yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to chill today. You know, I didn't have anything crazy in mind. You know, I might play some video games at some point, but I just want to sit here. You know, I want to want to talk, want to hang out, want to have a good time with you guys. You know, live Hassan reaction said unforced ego a minute ago. Ah, yes. I only know Scott from his Age of Empires streams. What's Fish Tank about? I don't know. I've been trying to figure out myself this whole time. Billy Unek says, I miss seeing you in Fish Tank. You're what I look forward to when they go live. Yeah, right. I appreciate the kind words, though, Billy. I think it was actually this one. Yeah, I think that's the left one. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. But anyway. Have you seen Ben Askren? Hope he pulls through. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, you know. Oh, we'll go ahead. We'll look that up, actually. X. I retweeted a video of him earlier. What? Holy shit. We got the fucking Terminator. Anyway. Where is it? 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 No, really, where is it? It didn't actually share my Ben Askren retweet, did it? Wow, really? I retweeted a video of Ben Askren. Like, right when I got out of the gym. I hop in my car, I check my phone, and I start driving while I'm checking my phone. No, but like I check my phone like after I sit down in my car, and there's that video of Ben Askren there. There's a video of Ben Askren there, and I'm just like okay, there it is. Yeah, but I just can't stand Twitter, man. I can't stand Twitter. I sent the... Is it here, though? Yeah, it's just gone. It's just fucking gone. It's not there. I retweeted a video of Ben Askren, and I wanted to show you guys what he looked like, because, frankly, it's not very good. I might as well... I mean, obviously... Yes, this is actually what I was supposed to retweet. This is...
Whenever this is all the way over, I actually just read through my wife's journal because I don't remember anything from May 28th to July 2. No recollection. New idea. No idea what happened. We'll kind of go through it all, and it's I just read through my wife's journal. It's like a movie. It's ridiculous. So I only died 4 times, right, where the ticker stopped for about 20 seconds.
Man, that's so crazy, dude. Like, actually,
That's right.
This is what he... I mean, this is he was a lot younger here, but like you see the difference, you know? It's just like holy fuck. And he was also a lot more... What was that? This is number 1 bullshit. Wow, January 2nd, 2024, he actually said unretired. Man, I was trying to find like a I was trying to find a I was trying to find a video of him, you know? I was trying a video or a picture of him recently. Like he's also retired and he's not working out as hard as he used to or dieting as hard as he used to. So naturally he was a little he was a little chubbier and things like that. So to see him like that was fucking wild, dude. That is wild. It's good. It's good that he went through the lung transplant and everything seems to be going good right now. But you know what? Pray for Ben Askren, like for real. Um, were you in the new episode of Extreme Peace where I saw you in the AI sketch? Yes, I was in that one. It's the AI like the supercomputer one, right? Um, yeah, I was. I I forget which row I was in for the extras, but yes, I was an extra in that one. I was an extra in the Family Feud sketch as well. Then there was one more that I'm having a hard time remembering. Yeah. Female Comedy School or something like that. Female Comedy School. I was an extra in that one as well. I don't know how much screen time I got as an extra. You know, I might not have gotten any of it, but you know, it was really cool. It was really cool. Dark Mage says, to be honest, Scott, you're the only OG tanker I still follow. I haven't really cared about the show since Summer got kicked off early season 2. There's something about crazy chicks. Know what I mean? Yes, yes, indeed. I know all about that, sir. Know all about that, sir. Uh, Theoretically, if you had to beat up Jet, how would you do it? I would never beat up Jet. You know, is that his actual account? Uh, no, this is not his actual account. That's that's funny as hell, dude. I just realized Ben Asney. Holy shit, man. Is this it? Oh, duh, this is it. Okay. So this is it right here. This is this is the real one. This is the real one right here. Okay. Well, um uh I'm looking for like a picture of him that's sort of recent. Live interview with Ben Askren on May 19th. Anyway, um how's your new home treated you? No more ghetto stuff. Yes, no more ghetto stuff. Thank God. At least for now. For now, you know, things can always get worse. Things can always get worse. You know, the worst can always happen. But yeah, it's definitely a lot better than it was. You know, I'm thanking God for that. Really. Um, uh, just looking around. Why do you have a cross behind you? Says Xenon. Because I am a Catholic and actually a practicing Catholic again because I'm going to church again. So that is you know, I'm really excited for that. I went to church last Sunday for the first time in a long time and that's going to be a weekly thing. So you know, I'm really excited about that. It feels good to finally be back in a practice. I mean, I don't preach in the first place, but you know what I mean by practice what I preach. Um but yeah, it's crazy the amount of idiots who genuinely think I'm Jewish because I made a joke like what is now a year and a half ago on season 2 of Fish Tank. I made a joke about being Jewish and it's like my last name's Sullivan. My last name's fucking that's the third most populous name, the third most common name, excuse me, in Ireland, you know. You're a better Catholic than me, says Jay Spike. I don't think there's a such thing as a good Catholic. And I don't say that in a way that's meant to be like, yeah, we all suck. We all suck. We're all hypocrites. Like not a Reddit way, you know? That's like the weakest thing about Reddit intellectual bullshit is that like there's just an incapability that they have. They're incapable of being humble in a real way. They're incapable. of appreciating humbleness in anybody else, where it's like they'll sit there and be like, actually Christians are hypocrites, and someone like me might be like, yeah, we are hypocrites. Everybody's a hypocrite, you know. I don't think there's a such thing as a good Christian. I think we all fall short in the eyes of God, and that's just the way it is. And instead of them being like, oh well, okay, you know, this guy kind of seems to get it on a certain level, okay, I can appreciate that. They end up trying to turn that into a you see, so by your own words, Christianity is actually bad. Got him. You know, like I'm glad that we're going through a point in time where we're realizing that like snark is like snarky online bullshit is the worst, and that people who are like that should throw themselves off of high places. Fucking like I'm so glad we're finally at that point where we've had enough of it, because that's all I grew up with, and that's all that was on the internet for so long, whether it was like the new atheist movement, or even like, you know, as much as back in the day I was like, yeah, I'm an anti SJW, like they were still the same fucking way, you know, all the way into BreadTube and all that other shit. I'm so glad we're finally realizing how pointless and stupid it is, and that like you can just be whatever you want to be and not care what somebody else has to say. And in fact, if somebody else has to say something about it, they're probably like a fucking weird freak loser anyway, you know? Um, what? Asked what? Asked about the Ben Askren thing. You said, I asked only because every tweet sounded like it was written by an Indian. That it might be. It might be. It might be. I couldn't go to the hospital unless they sedated me. I just wouldn't stop puking. Damn, that sucks, OP. I need to get back to church. It seems like all the churches in my area are just Zionist boomer slop. I mean, I'm obviously biased, but I think you should go to a Catholic church. I understand if orthodoxy is your thing. I get it. But, like, the issue that I have with a lot of ortho bros is that they don't become orthodox because, like, that's what they know or that's what they, like, really feel in their heart matters. They become orthodox because they're, like, a priest somewhere out in the world, probably in Russia, used like a slur to refer to gay people. So now, because of political bullshit, literal like identity politics, SJW, anti SJW, based versus cringe, red pill versus blue pill, literally for those kinds of stupid ass reasons, they're now like, you know what? Actually, I think I'm orthodox now. That's what I am. I'm orthodox. That's right. You gonna cry, liberal? Facts don't care about your feelings. I'm orthodox now. They're not choosing it because they genuinely had a come to Jesus moment where they were like, wow, I think orthodoxy is the way that it needs to be done. I think they have the right, or at the very least, the closest to right interpretation of what a church is meant to be, and what scripture means, and what sacraments we follow, and all this other stuff. It's never that. It's only ever, well, one of their priests said that black people are bad. So, you know what? Yeah, I'm orthodox now. People let the physical dictate their view and their interactions with the metaphysical, and because of that, it's never going to suffice. I have a friend, he went up to New Hampshire, he became Orthodox, and then he realized that it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. He realized his church had a lot of problems. The people in his church that he was trying to be cool with had a lot of problems that he didn't expect. And because of that, he had a faith shaking moment that I don't know if he stopped being Orthodox after that or stopped being Christian, but he definitely had to leave that church, you know? Um, you can't go into a church expecting them to agree with you on every little thing, whether you think it's scriptural or not. You know, you have to let people be imperfect. Even the leader of your church, you have to let him be imperfect. And you know, you have to be willing to go in there, not because you were like, dude, based and red pilled, there's gonna be a based and red pilled priest in there. He's gonna be a based and red-pilled Orthodox bishop is what's gonna be in there. I swear, dude, it's gonna happen. You can't go because of that. You gotta go because you're like, hey, I want to worship God. I want to venerate God, and I want to live right. You know, that's the real issue that I have with Ortho Bros. Right? I'm not a scripture guy. I don't know that much about it. I'm not the guy you want to come to ask, oh, what did they mean in Mark 2? Like, I'm not that guy, you know. Go to Wendigoon for that or something like that. And even then, his interpretation would be different from what, like, say, a Catholic interpretation could be. You never know. But like, beyond scriptural differences, it's also the reason why people become Orthodox, the type of person that becomes Orthodox a lot of the time, you know, and then they never shut up about it either. Hence, not to talk about Jay Dyer 2 streams in a row, but hence my issue with Jay Dyer, you know. Letting worldly affairs dictate where you think the fullness of Christ is located is very concerning. Exactly. That's you put it in a way that was a lot more succinct than what I said. Jay Spike, you know, is you can't let the world dictate the otherworldly, you know, in that way. It's just not gonna work, you know. Do you think there will be real strife between the Orthodoxes and Catholics and the Protestants again? No. No, not necessarily, because the Protestant nations are irrelevant as far as their faith goes. You know, England, what is it, Sweden, and there's like a couple other nations that are like Protestant. I forget, is Germany Protestant? I believe Germany might be Protestant. I could be wrong. It doesn't play a part in their countries in a way that would lead to there being some kind of war or anything like that. And that's not to say that like Orthodoxy and Catholicism is playing like a big enough part as to where we would go to war over it or anything. But it's just, that's not the world we live in right now, where like there's still kings or presidents that are like, oh, you know, we got to fight the Catholics, or we got to fight the Protestants, or we got to fight the Orthodox people, or whatever, you know. Has there ever been a war between Catholics and Orthodox insofar as like it's mainly a religious war? Like, has there ever been a war between them or anything like that? I don't know, you know. I don't know for sure. But yeah, it's at best, it's going to be internet slap fights. And a lot of the time, it's going to be people who Catholics don't even think about. Like me, I'm not constantly thinking about Ortho Bros. I'm not constantly thinking about like Southern Baptist or evangelicals or Protestants. You know, it's funny how all these groups, they have this weird laser beam focus on the Catholic Church. Meanwhile, Catholics are like, I never think about you until you rear your ugly head, and I'm forced to look at you and be like, oh, those guys again? You know, that's literally what, again, like, that's what happened with the Jay Dyer thing. Is like, I never think about Jay Dyer. I've never thought about that guy outside the realm of like, there was one time I wanted him to be in a video of mine where I was talking about Satanism, and he was kind of a bitch about it. He's like, no, I think there's better uses of my time than to talk about Satanism and stuff like that. And it's like, that's your whole fucking shtick, isn't it? That's what everybody knows you for. You know, nobody cares about your shit. But anyway, like, I wasn't sitting there constantly thinking about Jay Dyer. I just would see his shit on my timeline every now and again. I would see it on my timeline every now and again, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this guy exists. Wow, he sure is angry. Wonder what he's so mad about, huh? Weird. Are you related to Tim Sullivan? He directed 2001 Maniacs, Field of Screams. I'm in the movie literally as Duke Cube. No, Dark Duke Cube. I'm not related to that guy. Although 2001 Maniacs, I'm pretty sure did that have Robert Englund in it? And if not, was it related to the movie that had Robert Englund in it? The guy who played Freddy Krueger. I'm curious about that. Because I'm pretty sure there was another movie that I did watch at one point called 2001 Maniacs. The Great Schism Between Orthodox and Catholics, yeah. the Cathars in ancient time. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I don't really understand all the differences between the different sects of Christianity. I just want to worship God and talk to other Christians about it. You see, it's important because at the end of the day, it's the word of God and it is our undying souls, the salvation of our undying souls. It matters. It 100% matters. But the direction that people take it in, where they're being bitchy about it to each other, is the wrong way to go about it. That's not the way that you want to go about it. You know, if you go about it that way, you're in bad shape, you know. And it's just causing more division pointlessly. It's causing more Jay Dyers to crop up, you know, is what it is. Yeah, that was the first one. Field of Screams is the sequel. Bill Moseley plays Robert's part in the sequel. Ah, that's interesting. Maybe I'll have to check that out because I do remember watching that. I watched 2001 Maniacs. I was at a girlfriend's house at the time. You know, that was no, I'm not getting it mixed up. Yeah, I remember watching 2001 Maniacs, but I don't think I watched the sequel to it. It's that old? It came out in 2001. That's pretty crazy. Excuse me. So did you ever do the push-ups? I did actually, Joe. I did. Somebody gave me another 10, so I did 10 for them, and then I did another 10. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I want to post the video because I realize how stupid it looks. Like, the phone is like this far away from my face, and I'm doing push-ups, so you just see my face go like just up and down, up and down. But I did do them. Okay? One moment. I'll show you guys. I just want to edit the video a little bit. I just want to make sure you can't see too much shit in the background. Hold on one second. I'm waiting to edit the video. Aren't Catholics essentially the Vatican and the Spanish government? I don't know about the Spanish government, you know. Like there's multiple nations that take Catholicism very seriously, you know. Even if the government does not, the people do, you know. Like Ireland, you know, Catholicism is still very important to the culture, even if you're seeing more and more weird left-winger bullshit, you know, seep in. You know, Spain, they still do a lot of different celebrations and stuff like that. You know, Italy, I mean, the Vatican is in Italy, so that, you know. I think the first one was 2006 and the sequel was 2010. Okay, that makes a little sense. It's funny to think about stuff like that where like cuz the first smartphone, the iPhone, was released in 2007 and the sequel to oh, I see. Okay. Hold on one second. Actually, wait. No. Here and then there. Anyway, it's funny to think about that stuff. It's just one of those stupid thoughts that comes in my head every now and again. Like I was watching Dexter, right? And I think the first episode of Dexter, I think the first season of Dexter was like 2004, 2005 or something like that. And it's just funny to think that by the time Dexter ended, the world was full of smartphones. You know, flip phones were all the rage back when Dexter first aired, and then by the time it was done, it's like, oh no, like who gives a fuck about flip phones? It's a stupid thought. It's a stupid thought. You know, I believe him. Just wanted to hear it from his mouth hole. Well, you heard it, Joe. You heard it, old Joey Butt Slasher. I'm eating 3 burgers after eating candy for straight 2 weeks. Well, that's cool. You're going on a call it keto. Call it keto. Call it a ketogenic detox. Is what you could call it. You know, that's kind of what it is anyway, right? A ketogenic detox. We'll play a little bit of AoE. Fuck it. We'll play some AoE. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm probably gonna die from a heart attack. Hope not. Hope not. Yeah, I mean, I ate like dog shit myself. I ate like dog shit myself over the weekend to the point where I've been noticing a difference in my belly. There's just it's less bloated, and I'm definitely losing. Excuse me, I'm definitely losing a little bit of weight. But then after the weekend, I ate so much shit that it was just back to the way it was. I was like, oh boy, here we go, you know. So now I've just been fucking working out like crazy this week, as well as trying my best to diet. Yeah, fuck it. Excuse me. Oh, wait a second. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on here. Whoa. Fuck that shit. Scott can't help himself around the gabagool. Hell yeah. Dirty bulking, says Bonjour Skeet. Yeah, that's all you're doing, Joe, is dirty bulking. That's it. You rock it all with Psalm 137:9. I'd have to read it. I'd have to read it. The verse reads, "Happy will be the one who seizes your children and dashes them against the rocks." I mean, there's clearly some context there that's missing, so I couldn't really tell you too much about it. And I don't like one of the things that pops up is a Reddit debate religion. Let's actually look at Psalm 137:9 in its context. And it's like, okay, well, the last thing I want to do is look up Redditors. You know, I'd literally rather try and figure it out myself and be incorrect than listen to a Redditor talk about it. I would rather get it wrong completely and totally. Come on. Oh. I remember Frank Yang did a video. Oh, what do you think of the steroid use in kids as young as 11? I've been hearing more often. That's pretty wild. I definitely don't support that. Oh, I remember how I used to play this one. I definitely don't support that, you know. A child can't get steroids on his own, so it's literally just like a shitty parent, you know. And there's a lot of people out there who will do literally anything to try and make their kid rich or famous or some other whatever, you know. And it's really, really disgusting. You know, it's really, really fucking disgusting. You know, that's absolutely, that's insane. I remember Frank Yang did a video where he talks about how dirty bulking and fast food increase your sex drive. Well, that must be why I'm such a sexual beast then. Oh. Bill Moseley played Otis in The Devil's Rejects, and Lynn Shay is in both 2001 Maniacs movies. She's from Kingpin and other classic movies. She is the landlord in Kingpin. I don't think I've seen Kingpin. If I have, it's, Oh, yeah, fuck, I was supposed to, Yeah. I'm going to lose this one. This guy's gonna. I might be able to win this, actually. I might be able to win this because this guy's gonna try his best to fast imp. Alright, get your dumbass over there. What am I doing now? Oh, yeah. Also, you know what I need to do? Get your dumb ass. Anyway, yeah, I've never seen either of those movies. Oh, well, the Devil's Rejects I have. The Devil's Rejects I have. Like, I was thinking about that movie the other day, and, like, I know it's got, like, cult status, and I liked it back in the day, but nowadays, like, I don't think I could watch a movie like that, because it's like, it's that grindhouse, like, cruelty porn type thing, you know? And I watched it when I was in, like, the 5th grade with some friends of mine, you know? And there's, yeah, okay, I'm good. And, oh no, you know what, I need to, and there's, like, some really fucked up things that happen in that movie, and it's like, that's why censorship used to be a thing in America. It's not because, like, a girl might show her titties on screen, or anything like that, but because worse things could happen, you know, like, there's a movie that you end up watching when you're in the 5th grade where a guy forces another man's wife to suck his dick in front of the guy at gunpoint. Like, that something like that, like, I'm sorry to say, like, call me a boomer, call me whatever you want, but, like, I don't think that's something that should be accessible for kids. You know, and, like, it was, you know, it was accessible for us. And I personally would not want to watch a movie that's like that at this point in my life, because I kind of understand the world better now, and I understand, like, it's better not to, like, watch stuff like that, because it will pollute your soul, you know, and, like, if that's your thing, you know, hey, go ahead, you know, I'm not telling you not to watch it. I just feel there's a certain sense of, like, ugh, when I watch stuff like that, you know? There's a, like, it makes me angry, too. It's not just, like, an ugh thing, it's also, like, an angry thing, too, you know? Like, there was this, oh, fuck. I'm fucking up hard. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, though, it's like an angry thing, too, though, where, like, my wife, she likes horror movies, and she'll watch, like, an indie movie every now and again, and there was this one indie movie where, like, this woman was strapped to a fucking chair, and there was, like, no cuts, no nothing. It was just, like, from start to finish, like, this clown guy, because of course it's an indie movie, so the killer's gonna be a clown, right? There's this fucking clown guy, like, putting makeup on her and shit like that, and she's like, there's no camp at all. There's no, like it all was played very real, very, like deadpan, I guess you could say deadpan, and it almost looked like I was watching a real fucking snuff film or something like that. Like, this woman was being or about to be tortured, and or, like, murdered for real. And, like, I literally had to look at my wife and be like, fucking turn this off. I literally, like that's, like, it was making me angry, you know? It's just like, man, you know, like don't get me wrong, it's really cool that you're in that movie, Duke Cube, you know, good for you, man, like, for real. Being in a movie like that's cool, but, like, me personally, I'm just not that interested. I'm not as interested as I used to be in, like, movies like that, you know. I'm just explaining why I'm not that interested in them. Like I said, no judgment or shame if you are. But yeah, it's just, oh wait, what am I doing? Well, you know what, fuck it. I'll go, I'll have, like, 3 here. I'll do 3 here. Fucking up in the game. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go here, and then here. I'm really fucking up in the game. We're neck and neck right now, but I'm, like, not doing well because I'm an idiot. Yeah, like, like, Serbian film type shit. Like, stuff where it's just like, we can get, how depraved can we get? Yeah. It's like that type of shit, you know? It's just not my thing, you know? What's it called? I thought House of a Thousand Corpses was meh as a kid, but as an adult, I was like, hell yeah, to be fair. I was in a bit of a dark point, and it's usually those points when art like that hits hard. Yeah, I mean, I think House of a Thousand Corpses, because, you know, House of a Thousand Corpses is the, I guess you could say, prequel to The Devil's Rejects or something like that. I don't know how you would describe it. I mean, The Devil's Rejects is a sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. I liked House of a Thousand Corpses. But, like, there was something about The Devil's Rejects where it was just like, oh, they're on the run and now they're just gonna, like, hold people in a hotel, and they're gonna be like, hey, old lady, so, like, I got a gun pointed at you, suck my dick, and like, look real scared and all this other shit. It's like, nah, that's I'm all set with that. I'm not really interested in that kind of shit, you know. What was I gonna say? Oh, they had a third one too, didn't they? They had a third one too. I forgot about that. Oh, jeez. Bonjour Skeet says, and it's not good because you fill your brain with so much sex to the point of ejaculation multiple times a week, and it makes you weaker emotionally. I don't know what the hell that was about. All right. Oh yeah, fuck. This guy's already in Castle Age. Oh shit. And he looks like he's gonna go horses. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can bypass all that and just bang right into there. But I don't know if it's gonna work like that. I'm prob fucked up for liking a Serbian film. I haven't watched it a long time. Soundtrack is 10 out of 10. Filmography, 10 out of 10. Kind of a sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek ending, but it brought attention to the shit. Yeah, like... 1, 2, 3, 4... I'll do one more. Anyway, fuck, what was I gonna say? Like, I don't blame someone for liking something for what it's supposed to be, you know? What I would really say bothers me is that somebody would want to make something like that in the first place, you know? It's like, what inside of you makes you want to make something like that? Like, it's one thing to enjoy a horror movie for what it was made for, which is horror. But it's something different when you're like, I want to make a horror movie. Oh, by the way, there's going to be a baby rape in it. Like, those are two different things, you know? It's bad enough if you're like, and again, like, it's not bad to enjoy it for what it's meant to be, a horror movie, but like, my issue is the people who like practically fetishize the violence. Like this girl, I talked about her a stream or two ago. It's this girl that I was dating. Actually, funny enough, back when I knew Aria, I was dating this girl, and Aria has Aria has met her. Like he knows who she is. This might be all right. This might be okay, possibly, potentially. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see though. We shall see. We shall see. I'm gonna slap a couple of those bad Larrys in there too, though, just to be sure. Anyway, fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Like Terrifier, right? With that like Art the Clown, I'm pretty sure. Like, she wanted me to watch Terrifier with her, and she was like, somebody gets sawed in half in it, whoa. And it's like just the amount of like, whoa, somebody gets sawed in half, like the awe and the fascination and the like, whoa, this is great, isn't it, haha. That was just like a what the fuck is wrong with you kind of thing. And it's just immaturity, you know? It's immaturity. And it's like this weird, again, like immature boredom almost is what it is. And it's just really weird and annoying. And like, of course, recently, Like, I get curious every now and again. I'll be honest with you, I get curious every now and again. And I'm like, huh, I wonder what she's up to. Because this is a girl that, like, I really did like a lot, but, like, she was just, like, that much of a fucking basket case that I was like, nah, like, you know, I get, like, she actually broke up with me, to be fair, but, like, now, like, you know, it was a little bit messy, but, this, like, I get curious every now and again, and I'm like, I wonder what this chick is up to. And I'll look, yep. I'll look her up. I'll be like, what's going on? And one day I found her Reddit. She had, oh geez, yeah, I'm about to get fucked up, aren't I? I'm about to get fucking murked. Yeah, I'm about to get killed. It's because I'm sitting here doing a bunch of talking, you know, just trying to talk to you guys, you know, have a good time while a little bit of conversating's going on. But oh, yeah, I'm not doing a good job because of all the conversating. But I also need another. Oh. But yeah, like I found her Reddit, right, and like within the last year. She was in the Salem, Massachusetts subreddit because that's the area that she lived in was Salem, and she used to spend a lot of time there and all that other stuff. And there was somebody who was complaining that at like 5 p.m. when there's a bunch of children running around, there was a guy who was dressed up like Art the Clown, carrying what looked to be realistic, not like real, but realistic looking, oh duh, I also forgot. Boy, do I suck. There we go. Anyway. I found her subreddit, I found her Reddit account, excuse me. I found her Reddit account, and like a year ago or so, she was arguing in the r/Salem subreddit because somebody was upset that at like 5 p.m. during the Halloween celebration. So like the sun, if it's not up, it only just went down a minute ago, and it's still very much a time where kids would be around. They were complaining because there was an art. Fuck, damn, I got caught. They were complaining because there was an Art the Clown, like, guy. There was a guy dressed up as Art the Clown. And he had, like, realistic-looking gore props, like, carrying around what looked to be, like, realistic entrails and other shit like that. It was just, like... It was just, like... It's just, like, loser shit. Like, a loser will get mad at something like that. You know? Oh, let's see. Let's see. Can I make it in? I'm not gonna make it in. Come on, baby. Yes. Alright, anyway. Nick Rochefort has a very funny impression of those types of people. I love gore and the zombies. So cool, so awesome and bloody. Yeah, that's literally her. Like, when you're the kind of person who's gonna be like, oh yes, oh, perfect. That works out very well, actually. Oh, we're in. We're in. Dude, guys, get your asses in here. What are you doing? What are you idiots doing? Wow, these guys suck. Yeah, it's like Halloween, a day for kids. Let's get them. Anyway, Halloween, it's supposed to be a day for kids. Dude, get the... Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, this is ridiculous, bro. Literally getting caught in there. Literally getting fucking caught in there. Dude, you idiots just need to come inside now. This is so stupid. This is the dumbest fucking thing. Just the pathing and everything was just like, holy fuck, man. And these guys won't even do what I need them to do. Whoa, okay, alright, interesting. Yeah, this is a disaster. I'm not even doing a good job at telling the story either. Though I know you guys kind of understand what I'm saying, but you know, it's like still frustrating that I can't tell the story the way I want to. Whatever, bro. I'm doing a shitty job and it's annoying me. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, I'm doing a shitty job and it's like getting on my nerves that I can't get those guys to do what they should be doing. Fucking, it's so stupid. But anyway, yeah, like to be the kind of person who you are like, we gotta watch this because somebody gets cut in half, and then like you're 35, 36 years old and you're arguing with someone who has kids, like literally childless mid-30s woman who is just like a wastoid weirdo freak arguing with somebody who has kids who just wants their child's Halloween to be memorable and not filled with a bunch of weird traumatic shit. You know, like those two people arguing, and you're gonna be the one who's a 36-year-old childless bitch who's on antidepressants and watches horror movies because, whoa, dude, there's so much blood and gore. Whoa. It's like, get out of here, you know? And that's my issue. You know, that's my issue with those kinds of people. It's always some stupid shit like that, you know? Halloween was pretty cool until they made everything about blood and guts. Yes, like what was cool from those movies was not the blood and guts. Even back in the 80s, you knew that, like, oh, that wasn't real. Oh, that's very clearly a prop. Oh, yeah, no, that like, the SFX kind of suck on that. Even back in the 80s, I guarantee you people were aware of that, but there was a charm that existed because of the way they played the situations and stuff like that, you know? You didn't know, like even as a even as like somebody who was born in the 90s, well after the first Friday the 13th was released. Like, when you think of Friday the 13th, you think of Jason Voorhees. That's who you think about. But the first Friday the 13th, a lot of us had no clue that it wasn't even Jason. It was his mom who was the antagonist, who was the killer. So watching that first Friday the 13th, was like still kind of like a bit of a shock, and like was still kind of crazy because, you know, again, you know, Friday the 13th as Jason Voorhees, that's what it is. But like that sudden subversion of the expectations is like, whoa. Even as, again, a kid who was born in 94, watching it in like 2004, 2005, that was like a whoa kind of moment. I think it might have been like 2006, 2007, but you know, but Halloween, right? There was the phase of the movie where what's her face was being stalked. I forget what her name is in the movie. But fuck, I forget what her name is in real life too. But it's you know, very very famous female actress. Like there was the part of the movie where she was being stalked, where it's like, ooh, I know the killer's around. I know the killer's around. Ooh, oh man, oh dude, oh he's there, but she doesn't realize that she's being followed yet, and blah blah blah. Like, that was what made those movies scary, was the suspense. Was the, oh man, is it gonna happen here? Is it gonna happen here? Is it gonna happen here? That's what made those movies scary. That's what made them entertaining and stuff like that. It wasn't meant explicitly to be like, oh, that guy got hit in the head with an axe 40 times. You know, like that's not what it was. Slashers, says Officer Doofy. Yes indeed. And even like I A Nightmare on Elm Street growing up was my favorite movie series, and I really only picked it because like I wanted to be contrarian. I wanted to be different. Wanted to be unique. My own man is what I wanted to be. But like I liked I like Friday the 13th. I liked A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I bought a box set with all of the movies up to that point, And then also there was like an extra DVD in there with like a ton of like extra content, if you want to call it that. It wouldn't have been called content back then, but you get the idea. And they literally said in the like weird little documentary thing that they included that they, by movie 4 or 5, were running out of ideas, and they were like, we don't even know what to do here. What are we gonna do? What do we do? I don't know, man. Fuck. Nancy comes back. Nancy comes back, and there's a kid that thinks Freddy is his dad, and this, that, the other thing. It's like the suspense was gone. So now it just became about blood and guts, you know? And those movies sucked. They were like not good movies. I guess it's not very realistic to have Jewish zombies, but if there was an apocalypse, they would just go to their tunnels. Very true, very true. And the classic SFX, like the water phone, yeah. One of the best movies to watch with the wife. Oh, Child's Play is hilarious. Yeah. Child's Play. Child's Play, like, I remember watching Child's Play 3 on TV and being, like, a little nervous. I can remember that because it was around Easter. I got in Subway, I got home, I turn on the TV, and Child's Play 3 is on, and I'm watching it, and it's like, it was the part where Chucky replaced the simunition in the guns with live ammunition, so dudes were like shooting each other and shit like that, you know. Bro, the fifth trap in Saw 4 was killer, bro. Yeah. Is the stream buffering for anyone else? I hope it ain't buffering. Bonjour, Skeet. Hope everything's all good. I'm pissed about that game though, because that was a very winnable game for me, but it was a combination of me not putting 100% into the game, and then also like just the way that guy, like, I don't think a wagon should be able to be stopped, or not a wagon, like I don't think a ram should be stopped by a fucking villager. I think a ram should just like run a villager over. You know, it just makes sense that way. It just makes sense. But anyway, excuse me. A lot of old film heads like the ancient zombie movies. I never understood the appeal to the zombie subgenre. Yeah, I mean, because when you are like that, it's like being a music snob. You know, like there's a certain level of baseline understanding or knowledge that you're expected to have, and instead of it being about technical understanding, technical prowess, or know-how or anything like that, it ends up becoming an orthodoxy, right? It becomes an orthodoxy. It becomes an adherence, to a belief in like something being good just cause like it was old, or it's first, or it's not that well liked by the mainstream or something like that. Like that's what hipsters were doing, is like you couldn't listen to a mainstream. There was like you remember hipsters were walking around like 10, 11 years ago, and I mean they still kind of exist in a very similar state that they did 10 or 11 years ago, or even longer. Jeez, even longer than that, like fucking 15 years ago. Oh fuck. But like they had this understanding of music that was more about like virtue signaling than anything else. So like you would hear them listen to the most dog shit bands you've ever heard, like the worst type of fucking music you've ever heard in your entire life, and they would like try and act like that made themselves better. They would act like it made them better than everybody else because they listened to this music, you know? It's like Tommy Wright the Third. Like when I started listening to Memphis horrorcore, there was a couple of songs by Tommy Wright the Third that I decided to listen to because he was someone who was suggested to me. I listened to him and they were fucking ass. And like these are songs that people were like, listen to this song, it's really good. And I pop it in and it's like, yo, this is fucking terrible, dude. What is this shit? And like some of Tommy Wright's stuff is actually really good, but the stuff that I was told to listen to was just terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. Awful, terrible. And it was just like somebody wanted to suggest that to me so that they could turn around and be like, I guess you just don't get it. You know? And it's like, it's just so, it's stupid, man. It's so fucking stupid, you know? Mumford and Sons. Yeah, exactly. LOL, hipsters were a thing for me in 2006 to 2008 during college. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Hipsters have always existed, you know? Like the hippie movement was a hipster movement. You know, the grunge movement was a hipster movement. You know, and then you had like the hipster movement of like the late 2000s, early to mid 2010s and stuff like that, and that morphed into the dirtbag leftist, you know, the safe, grimy, the irony leftist that we know today, the guy with the mustache and the mullet, and he wears purposefully garish clothes and other things like that. You know, that it morphed from that to that. And like I said, like the hipster of yesteryear, the hipster from that time where I was in high school, from like 2009 to 2013, that kind of guy never went away. He just started dressing slightly differently, only slightly differently, you know? Does he read Twitter live chat? Yes I do, Giant Testicle Eater. Yes I do. Hello, sir. Hello. Cannibal Corpse and the death metal hipster. Yeah. You definitely had like a death metal hipster kind of guy as well. Beyond just like the traditional, like, do you listen to Neutral Milk Hotel? You know, beyond that kind of guy. Purposefully gay clothes, says French_spice. Yes. Red Scare, yes. Fucking, it's just like, fuck, man. Joe Butt Slasher says, Twitter can suck it. Giant Testicle Eater says, do you remember me, Scott? I don't know. I'd have to take a better look at you. I'd have to take a better look at you. No, I don't. Hope you're doing well, though. Hope you're doing well. I figured you were probably somebody that I actually, like, knew, but seems like, you know. But then again, I don't know. Could I be wrong about that? Could I be wrong? But yeah, hipster music is good music often enough. I mean, even if it is, it's just like the cost of having to listen to it, knowing that there's some fucking pussy that's gonna be like, either a, wow, you like it, and like they're gonna try and be friends with you, and it's like you're the worst guy I've ever met, or like the kind of guy who's gonna be like, actually, you don't like it for the right reasons, you know, like that type of shit. I thought maybe by name, but never mind. I see. I mean, I don't get that many people in here. I won't lie. But every now and again, someone does slip through the cracks. I'm happy to have you here, though, Giant Testicle Eater. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you very much for being here. You said you loved me. I do love you. I do love you, Giant Testicle Eater. Trying to look around right now. Fish Tank Freddy loves grr and zombies. Yeah. I could see him liking that shit. I dig burger joints though. Yeah. Does it count as hipster music if the people behind it are black and from East Atlanta? I don't know. I guess it depends on what kind of music. What was it? Fuck. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like that's the thing though, right? Is when it comes down to it, like, these groups of people are dedicated to leisure and being comfy and stuff like that. So there is a certain appeal to being that kind of guy. It's like being a Reddit guy. Like, dude, do you know how much I would love to be a Reddit guy, a fucking Nintendo guy or whatever? I come home and I just have a room full of toys that I shamelessly play with. Do you know how much I would love? It's like I said, Chris Chan minus drinking his own cum in 2008. If you could be Chris Chan in 2006, 7, 8, all the way up to like 2011, 2012, minus the whole like drinking his cum with Fanta and all that other crazy shit he did, why would you not be that way? Because you would be living through the best time for video games and certain other things in history. I mean, not that video games have been around that long, but you get what I mean. Like, some of the best shit to come out is going to come out in that 8 to 10 year time span from like 2004 to 2014. Like, that, just having the ability to just sit at home and play video games like that, and Bob's going to come in and be like, Chris, I can't do Bob Chandler. Chris, I'm going to Burger King. You know, like, that'd be fucking fantastic, you know? It would be great to be able to just be like a Reddit guy who, like, that's just your life, is you hang out, you post on your favorite subreddit, you play your favorite video games, you don't care about having a spine, or you don't care about the fact that, like, everything's going to shit around you. You're just like, I'm just playing my games. That'd be so fucking great. But the difference between me and somebody like that is I actually have shame. I have shame, and I have self-respect, and I have an ego that will not allow me to do that kind of thing. So if I want to live a life that's even close to that, what I would have to do is build a company that gets bought out for millions of dollars so I can retire early. And then even then, I'm not going to be able to just be like, well, you know, I'm just going to play video games all day. I would not allow myself to do that. It's not something that I could do. You know, even this summer, especially with what happened with Blood Games, you know, rest in peace, you know, rest in peace, Blood Games. Even with what happened with Blood Games, like, I'm doing less than I typically would do during a summer break from work, and I am still doing a lot of shit. I was up until a little while ago, I was trying to build up a class. I put that on hiatus because I want to give it a little bit of time and then relaunch and do a couple of things that I didn't originally do when I launched the class. You know, trying to do other advertising stuff for the gym. I'm trying to lose weight. Like even when I'm lazy, I'm not fucking lazy. And I would love to be able to just be lazy, but I can't, you know? And that's where the hipster comes from. It's if you don't have the self-control, if you don't have the esteem, if you don't have the backbone or the shame to be like, man, I need to be a successful member of society. I not successful but productive member of society, and I need to be more than just some fucking guy who, like, hangs out at a coffee shop. You like, if that's you, you can be a hipster and you're gonna see absolutely positively nothing wrong with it, you know. But if you're not like that, then you see what the issue is, even though you're like, yeah, it would be nice to have nothing else to do other than sit at a coffee shop listening to music all day. That'd be real nice, wouldn't it? You know, it makes sense what I'm trying to put out there, you know. Shame is a white person's problem, says Giant Testicle Eater. The Elon strategy says French Spice. NPC cuck life. Fuck that bullshit. Perfect cuck life. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm just looking around at things that I may have missed. If money is holding you back, just take out a loan. Dude, I'd love to. I'd fucking love to. Dude, I saw somebody... I saw somebody make $57,000 on a 100, not even 100, not even 1,000, $100 bet. I am not a betting man. I find that when I make predictions for things, they usually do not come true. It's one thing like it's one thing. Oh, oh, thank you very much, Butt, for the $5. Hipsters do get gash though. Have a beer, Scott. Thank you very much, Butt. You better be careful because Joe Butt Slasher is in the chat, so you better watch out. You better watch out. But thank you very much, Butt, for the $5. But yeah, oh fuck, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna fucking say? Oh fuck, dude, I was gonna say something. Shit. Ah, man. Damn, I'm losing it even more the more I think about it. If money is holding you back, just take out a loan. Oh yeah. I was talking, dude. I saw somebody make over $50,000, almost $60,000 on a $100 bet on what was going on with the P. Diddy shit. And it was like the most obvious bet. It was the most obvious fucking bet. But for some reason, everybody bet against it. And because of that, the odds were like fucking insane. Of course, Diddy was going to be found not guilty on running a sex trafficking ring, but also found guilty for whatever charge is the exact same as running a sex trafficking ring, but the way they classify it is a lot less bad, so that they're gonna be like, we got our pound of flesh, but also nothing real is gonna happen to Diddy. Of course that was gonna happen. And I'm sitting here not realizing that I could have bet on that and made fucking $60,000, and I'm like, oh dude, what the fuck, bro? What am I doing? Oh dude, I gotta start gambling. Legit, I'm not a betting dude. When I make predictions, a lot of the time they don't come true, unless it's a situation where it's like, I think this person that I know in my everyday life is going to do this, and that's because I know them, I know the way they operate and stuff like that. But it's different when it's like, oh, I think this person's going to win this UFC fight. You know, I could have had $60,000 if I had thrown $100 at this bet. And I'm just like, fuck, why am I not doing sports betting? But that's the trap. That's how they get you to sell your fucking soul, is shit like that, you know? It was just like, fuck, man, you know? Oh, I'm such a big nerd. Look at me with my 20 grand worth of rifles and ammunition. Yeah. The best shit is wasted on you if you've half a brain. I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I feel like I halfway know, but I feel like I halfway don't. Bonjour Skeet says, I'm Chris Chan, but with firearms. I think Chris Chan should probably own firearms. That's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing for him. Oh, man. Sorry, just looking around here. I do got to get out of here soon. I'm not leaving right this second. It's all good, but you know, I will be out of here on the soonish side, the sooner side. Anyway, there we go. Anyway, gotta go all in, dude. Fucking like, I'm at a point, right, where I just want to get momentum going. That's all I need. That's what you need as a business owner, and that's ultimately what I want to be. Is you need positive momentum that you can continuously keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you know? And like, if I got like 50, oh, thank you very much, Peach Boy Official, for becoming a member. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Oh man. Thank you very much, Gerald Hump. He says, "Hello, young man. You are very handsome." Thank you. I'm sure you ain't half bad yourself. Sure, you're a looker too. But yeah, like legit, if I got $50,000 to $60,000 just like up front like that, it would be literally the best thing to ever happen to me, for the specific fact that I could actually start getting going with the situation that I'm trying to get going with. If I got $50,000 to $60,000, I'd immediately call my wife and be like, "Hey, like, it's go time. It's fucking go time. Let's do this shit," you know? Because it's like I've said, I have plans over the next year to finally get my life to where I need it to be so that I can have kids. And you know, those plans obviously include my wife. So it's like, you know, you know, you know, you know, you know, you know. But yeah. Gerald Hump says, I'm 71 and new to social media. Are you a homosexual? That depends. How much money you got? Oh man. Anyway, I lost a good 4K from sports betting and won 500 once. Yes, and that's the type of shit that happens, Joe Butt Slasher. Is like the same thing used to happen with scratch tickets. I worked convenience stores for a couple of years, and it was fucking awful. The absolute the fiends who would come into my place, and they would spend 4 hours scratching sometimes. And I don't mean 4 hours like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab like 10 of them, go out to my car, I'm gonna scratch them and then hang out for a second. No, like sometimes they would do that. They'd start with like a 20, and then they'd go and they'd scratch, and if they didn't win anything, they'd throw another 20, and they'd keep scratching until they won something, and then they would use whatever they won to buy more scratch tickets. So this person's down $40, let's say, and then they finally get a winner, but that winner is only for like $5. So they come in and they throw the 5 down there, and then just for good measure, they may also throw down another 20. So now there's 60 in the hole, and they've won $5 back. So like technically it's like, and even the math on that is weird, you know? But every now and again you would have somebody who would grab the tickets, they'd go over to the Keno desk, you know? I don't know if Keno is everywhere in the nation. I figure it probably is, but they'd go over to the desk where you fill out the Keno or the Powerball numbers or the whatever, you know, and they'd scratch there. They'd fucking scratch there, and then they'd come back and they'd do the same thing. So they're not even leaving the store at the very least, right? Because I smoked cigarettes at the time. At the very least, when somebody goes to scratch out in their car, you walk outside, you can smoke a cig real quick and hope and pray that nobody else pulls in. You know, you could at least do that. But with this kind of person, it's like, no, I literally can't leave the store because they are in the store. Fuck, you know? Like, after seeing that type of shit, after seeing people who they're down 300 and they finally hit it big on a $100 scratchy, and they're like, yeah, I did it. Anyway, I'm going to use this 100. So now I was down 300. Now I'm only down 200. Instead of taking the fucking 100 that I just won back and cutting my losses, I'm going to take this 100 and throw it back down on more and more and more and more. It's like fucking bonkers, dude. It is the craziest shit. It is the craziest shit, and it is like terrible. Like it got to a point with this one guy. This dude's probably dead by now. He was old when he was coming into my store. It got to a point with this one guy, and it was also that I was like, you know, fucking just tired of that job anyway. It got to a point with this one guy where I literally wrote down the gambling hotline, the gambling addiction hotline, and I, like, when I'm ripping his cards and shit like that, ripping his scratch tickets, I gather them all up. He got like 5 or 6 of them, and then I took the slip of paper and I put it on top, and I was like, here you go. And he's like, what's this? And I was like, the gambling addiction hotline. And he never came back. You know, and that was a risky move. That was a risky fucking move there, because I could have gotten in trouble for that. You know, because even though technically that's not wrong to do what I did, well, I mean, you think the 7-Eleven I was working at is going to be like, oh, you did the right thing? No, of course not. You think the mass lottery is going to be like, you did the right thing? No, of course not. You know, that's like fucking insane. It's like, holy fuck, man. Every gas station in my state has a casino. Dark room with every wall plus islands covered in video slots. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. But what state is that, if you don't mind me asking? Bro, working at Speedway and Sheets teaches you shit. Oh, yes. Yes, it does. Indeed, it does. Yes. Very much so. What is MMA? Asks Gerald Hump. You remember when you asked me if I'm a homosexual? Man. Anyway, good for you. Maybe good for him. Even yeah. Oh yeah. Ever heard of Keno? That's gambling at its worst. I never quite understood Keno. I know you got to pick numbers and then you got to wait for the TV to show, but like I never really understood it, you know. But yes, I have heard of it. You know, I grew up seeing, even though we never gambled or anything like that, we'd like watch the TV at like the local pizza shop, because every pizza shop, every best pizza shop in town place has like a Keno TV where like all the kids are just like, ooh, I wonder what number is gonna come up next, you know. Every gas station in my state has an Indian. Hey, mine too. Maybe we're from the same place. No way. Excuse me, man. Oh man. But yeah, I think it's about time I get out of here. All right. I appreciate you guys for showing up. It was a pretty good stream. I didn't think it was gonna be a good stream because I was mad tired when I first started it up. And then in addition to that, I didn't really have too much to do. But I appreciate you guys. Right? I appreciate you guys first and foremost. I will be streaming Friday night around 9 p.m. Depending on how things go, maybe a little earlier, maybe even a little later. We'll see though. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But yeah, I'll see you then. Till next time. Peace out.